LinkedIn was a Monday to Friday platform has never been to a Savvy Social Saturday hosting event. There is so much activity today. I've just come off an amazing live stream with Erica Warfield. I was watching her hashtag strategy Saturday with one of our guests, Lonnie Ray. And then I was helping another colleague with a webinar. And then now we're going to do hashtag Savvy Social Saturday live. And I'm super excited for our guest today. If you've ever thought about micro content, if you've ever wondered what a booklet was, and if they're still viable today, our guest speaker, Paulette Ensign, is going to talk to us. And she is the tips content strategist. And I'm so excited to introduce you to her. So welcome to all of you. And if you're wondering what this is all about, this is where we want to find out what is savvy about you. Savvy, I call myself the Savvy Social Pro. And there's enough savvy to go around for everyone. So I want to help you uncover your skills and attributes, values, victories, and young at heart. So watch this video clip for more information about savvy and tell us in the chat what makes you savvy. And away we go. So thank you so much for tuning in and welcome. Please let us know where you're watching us from. Put it in the comments. And again, let us know what savvy is for you. And today I'd like to introduce to you our guest, Paulette Ensign. Paulette is the tips content strategist, and she is the owner of the company Tips Products Publishing Agency in San Diego, California. So Paulette got her start way back in 1991 because she saw that there was a need for more basic and shorter ways to effectively teach people new information rather than starting with a narrative, expansive book. In many cases, a book is just too much information for someone to take on in the very beginning. They can come later, but booklets happen to be a way of introducing some bite-sized content for them to digest. So let's bring on Paulette and see what else makes her savvy. Please join me in welcoming Paulette Ensign.
Hello, Olivia. Great to be here with you today.
And lovely to see you too. How are you?
I'm great. You know, you and I have been having so much fun, and we only met each other recently, but it feels like I know you for a long time.
Exactly. So big shout out to Sam Horn because that's how we met, right? We were taking a class
Yes.
together, a micro content class with Sam Horn. And this is the thing, these are not one-time events. Engage with other people, follow up with each other, kind of share notes, right? Like what you would do in a class, share notes and encourage each other to apply information so make and take it further. So I really appreciated you just being open and willing to accept my invitation for doing that.
Well, I'll tell you, I think, mutual admiration society because I picked up on your energy. And from what you've said to me, you picked up on mine. That's the best of all. Absolutely the best of all. I thought that Sam's presentation was going to be about something different than what it turned out to be. However, I saw micro content. And I said, well, that sounds like tips, doesn't it? And what we ended up with is so often the case in life that it was so much more and so much more helpful than what my prejudgment was. And she attracts people that want to know each other. So here we are.
Indeed. And thank you, Godson. Godson is from Uganda and is staying up very late to watch us. So hopefully you'll learn something new today, Godson. Thank you for
Wow.
tuning in. Excellent. So the question we're asking today is, what is a booklet? When I haven't heard of that in a while, and in my mind, I almost went to pamphlet. And I was thinking level doctor's
Uh,
offices. So I'm curious, Paulette, because this is the original micro content form of booklets. So talk to us a little bit about, what makes up a booklet and, why did you decide that this was going to be your avenue?
Sure, of course. And why you heard me just, grunt and make, a quasi human sound is that for many, many years, even my closest friends couldn't get the word booklet out of their mouths. And they went to all kinds of other words like pamphlet or brochure. And those are marketing tools, no question, brochures and pamphlets. The tips booklets are really educational marketing because they are all full of information that represents a subject matter expert's expertise. And when I happened to see someone who walked past me one day in the early 1990s, back in the dark ages, I looked at that. It was about business communication skills. And I said, well, I could definitely use that information. I also looked at it and said, I bet you I could write one on how to get organized because at that point, my second career at that time was as a professional organizer and productivity specialist. I had no clue what I was going to do, how I was going to do it. And by the way, I didn't have two nickels to rub together. However, as a firstborn, I'm a natural trailblazer. I love to do things that don't exist. And it's not that it was rocket science, but I said to myself, gee, this would be great. Lots of times people get too much information too soon, as you mentioned in the introduction, and it is counterproductive. We're not being helpful to the people that we serve by giving them too much too soon. Think about the first time that you started to learn something for the first time and what that learning curve is like. Well, when I give, and here's an example of a tip that may not sound like rocket science. However, it's amazing how many people just never thought of it. Take the biggest thing out of the pile first. That instantly makes the pile smaller and keeps you motivated to keep going. Now, as simplistic as that is, you'd be amazed how many people just never thought of that. And that's what we're about at Tips Products Publishing Agency, of taking things at the most basic level and helping people to start their journey in learning that expertise. It's good business and it's good for serving people at the highest level. Most of my subject matter expert clients are concerned that they're not giving enough. Well, imagine this. You're on a first date with someone and you give them your entire life history in that first coffee date. The next thing you see is the back of their head and you never see them again. Too much too soon.
Too much too soon. And I love this where you have on your website just a starting point, right? With a 52 tips manuscript.
Yes,
So,
52 tips.
so talk to me about how you came up with that. Just a 52 tips. It's a very specific number.
Yeah, it took a while. As you mentioned, I have been in this business since 1991. And, like a lot of us who strapped and who thought we knew more than we knew at the time, realizing that we didn't come out of our mothers knowing what we know today. So, a lot of people like to do 101 of things. As I mentioned, I'm a trailblazer, I'm a firstborn. I don't want to get lost in a sea of sameness. So I wrote 110 for two reasons. One, because I didn't want to write 101 and be like everybody else. And the other is that's where I ran out of ideas. So over time, it occurred to me as I learned more of the many ways that tips can be used, not only by solopreneurs, but by big companies, enterprise, and associations. And that one of the ways is drip a tip a week to stay top of mind, low level appearances so that people keep remembering you and that you're teaching them as you go. And as a result, that 52 tip manuscript that is the starting point for most people that I've been dealing with, that then can become delivery methods of all kinds, and both online and offline.
Oh my gosh, so many great sound bites right there, which is your
Yeah,
specialty. So I break out of the sea of sameness. I love that. Break out the sea of
yeah,
sameness.
yeah.
And you said something now, drip a tip a week. I can do that. I mean, there's
Yes, you
52
can.
weeks in a year. Drip a tip
Yeah.
a week. That's gold. That's gold right there, Paulette. Thank you.
Yeah, and it can be in written text. It can be audio. It can be some form of interactive, like a crossword puzzle, where the tips are really the clues to the words, and on and on and on. A card deck. So there's endless ways, depending on your market, who you're serving, and a bunch of other variables that I've done refrigerator magnets for one subject matter expert because her work was all about pairs of words that got confused. Typically, she's a nonfiction book editor, and she compiled a whole bunch of pairs of words or triples of words. So it's endless, and that's the great news.
That's so wonderful. And speaking about pairing of words, I noticed that your signature sign off has always been hugitude. And I was like, wait a minute. Is that a combination of the word hugs and gratitude? And you said, yes. This is like gratitude of hugs.
Yeah, right, exactly. There's so much life is so much easier when I found when I am in gratitude for just about everything. And even the things that sort of rub me the wrong way, um, I now know enough to convert that into within 60 seconds or less. Okay, what's the lesson here? I'm not in love with what just happened. And what's the lesson here? How does this happen for me, not to me? The other thing is, I also will sign off. I don't think you've seen this one yet, but gobs of gratitude. Because the word gobs, I mean, it's very human. And I am very down to earth with a lot of things. I can show up very professionally, no doubt, but I think you and I have mastered the art of play, incorporating play and fun within weaving that in with serious stuff, and it works.
Excellent. Well, look at this, Paulette. Godson is saying that, your tactics really work. So, Godson, we're going to put you to the test and let's see if you can come up with a tip a week. We'll be watching you on LinkedIn. And he's
Yeah,
a
well,
big
I'll tell you, Olivia, a lot of subject matter experts undervalue their tips and their knowledge and give away tips free. Well, that's great. And I'm going to put an and after that because I personally have sold almost 2 million copies of that one booklet that I wrote about organizing your business life 31 years ago. And I still give some tips away when it's, useful because I'm high utilitarian. Um, so even when I gave the example of the tip, that was a sample. Of course, we're going to give samples of what our knowledge is. And there's big money to be made, big money to be made. And the business model of my company is now only bulk sales and licensing of the content. So I don't focus on single copy sales at all. The only way you can get a single copy as a PDF or as a printed booklet is if I have vetted you to be a likely decision maker for a bulk wholesale sale or a licensee. And licensing, by the way, is just renting your content in exchange for payment.
excellent. All right. So, let's modify that challenge for you, Godson. So, come up with a tip a week and monetize it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's great fun when you realize all that is on your hard drive and when people are talking about only books. Now, I don't have a problem with books. They have their place. So does a tips booklet. A tips booklet is like the quick start that when you buy an appliance or software. And for those of us that are in the disc model of behavior are high Ds like me, just one bottom line. Don't tell me all the becauses. Yeah, sometimes it's important for sure. However, tips are a great it's a great appetizer. Whet your appetite for the entree. And once you've really absorbed and digested, and I make a lot of food analogies, yes, um, I like food. At any rate, that allows somebody to feel confident and comfortable in working with you because you've presented information in a way that they feel good about. So then they're going to come back and want more from you. That's a great business model.
Indeed, indeed. And not only with the food analogies, you also have music analogies on your website. And I love the
That's
way
right.
you package your product offerings. And, if they wanted to work with you, they could form a duet.
Yes, the only of the three careers that I've had so far as an adult, the only one that I have paper for is the first one. I have 2 degrees in music education. I taught string instruments in public elementary schools. Loved the kids. Loved the kids. The adults, that's a different conversation, but nevertheless, it's just a question of us being tall kids now. So that works. And yes, there is a throwback to that part of my life and whimsy in there also. There's a quick test to see if you know whether I am a cat or a non-cat person. There's a there's a secret clue in there if you actually read through.
Fantastic. And I just want to say gobs of gratitude to you because you jumped on immediately into this initiative that I'm doing called the hashtag Savvy Social Saturday, where I invite everyone to share their Savvy acronym. And I loved how you responded. So if I may, I'm going to go ahead and just read it off here, what you originally wrote.
Please.
So, Paulette is known for her skill of strategically helping subject matter experts succinctly and substantially monetize their sound bites. And then one of her, best attributes is that she has an abundant mindset for everything in life, whether big or small. She values helping others to identify their unique skills, talents, and gifts. And then she is now vibrantly arriving at this place of wholeness, mental health awareness, self-confidence, accomplishment, and a heightened awareness for a stress-free life. So I love that you're in this vibrant place now, Paulette. And lastly, she says, why not yuck it up with humor and positivity as much as possible? And I heard from another colleague today who said that, we're really just young children with old faces.
That's right.
So, and I so appreciate you because you had said that, this Savvy acronym was a great engagement tool for you. And I really appreciate that you caught up
Oh
on that.
yeah. I mean, you talked plenty before we even talked. You know, I'm going, wow, look at this. This is really fantastic. And by the way, that what I just said and did is something that I help other people increase their awareness. I mean, that I saw it and absorbed it through my own filters. It was right there. Is it something that I can use in a way that's not stealing? It is making some variation of what you're doing that suits the people that I serve. So yeah, I saw that. It was like, who among us doesn't have space for more ways to engage people? And that was just fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And you saw that I responded immediately there. And then you said to me, any chance that you're available on Saturday, the 11th of March? I went, yeah. And that was early this past week. So when an opportunity presents itself, yeah, whenever possible, yeah, the answer is yes.
Live in the realm of possibility, you say, right?
Yes, we do. We do. Both of us.
So as we start to wrap up this hashtag Savvy Social Spotlight, I'm going to turn to you and ask you, what are you looking for as far as a hashtag Savvy match? Who's your ideal subject matter expert client? So here we go.
Variations of Olivia Vo. Theme and variations of you, and specific characteristics that you are open to abilities, that you are responsible and assertive, that you've taken our session today and let lots of different people know about it. And that was not anything you and I talked about. You took it upon yourself for the greater good. yours, mine, and most importantly, everyone else's. I work best with people who are ignorant, not anything else, but ignorant. They're lacking knowledge, but they've got this level of enthusiasm that they're eager to learn and to see options that they just didn't know about before. And a few extra brain cells helps too.
Fantastic. Thank you, Paulette, for that. So you heard it here. She's looking for subject matter experts who are enthusiastic to learn new options. So please reach out to Paulette. We've got that right here. And we're going to flash her LinkedIn profile once again so you can grab the URL. And this is what this is all about. You know, there's so many of us on here, and I just want to do my part in contributing to this platform and helping you make connections. I think it's the recruiter in me. Like, I'm always just trying to like match people up. And so, and so I would love for you to reach out to Paulette to see if she can help you in any way with taking your knowledge and monetizing in this new exciting way of booklets. So I think we can all safely answer the question. Booklets are here to stay. They're viable and they're fun to give out as well too. So as we end this broadcast, I just want to share with you a laughter exercise, Paulette. You know, so we are going just to imagine that opportunities all around us. We're just going to go and grab them as much as we can. Are you willing to do that with me?
Well, I'll tell you, just last Monday, this past Monday when we spoke, you and I did not have to reach very far to keep laughing and upbeat. And we were talking about some serious stuff. But it was like, you know, why not laugh and why not have a good time? Because it would have been real clear, real fast, if we weren't a good fit to be in each other's, breathe in each other's oxygen, you know?
So let's do that. Gobs of gratitude. So go ahead and grab those opportunities, Paulette. Come on.
Yes, no question about it.
Got to snatch them when they come, right? Excellent. Gobs of gratitude to you. Thank you so much for appearing today. And thank you, Godson, for watching. And if you're watching this on replay, please check out the services of Paulette's company, Tips Product Publishing, and see what a booklet can do for you to help elevate your business. So thank you, Paulette, and I'll see you on LinkedIn.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye for now. Oh, and by the way, I almost forgot. So I have a special gift for everyone. This is so cool. I discovered that I could do a QR code on live stream. And most of you know I recently released the book of Ready, Connect, Grow. And I contributed a chapter about how to build LinkedIn relationships. And this is an example of you know, just the procedure I take people on in nurturing connections. And we have put together an amazing resource bundle for all of you. Some of the authors and I have come together to share some additional resources. So you can go ahead and grab the resource bundle for a limited time. And here it is. And I'm going to go quiet so that way you can grab the QR code without the captions interfering. So that is a gift from me to you with the resource bundle. And I will see you for the next hashtag S.A.V.V.Y Social Saturday. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.